Hey, welcome. And now we're going to be doing this for the withdrawal orders and orders and products. Okay. Now to do this, we have to go back to our VS Code and then we have to go to the withdrawal section, withdrawal. And for the sake of mastering, we're going to be doing this one more time and then we can copy the codes. Okay. And first of all, we want to create a function and we can just go ahead and specify it's going to be a type of widget. And we can also call this row header. And since we specify it's going to be a type of widget, it expects us to return a widget. And it's going to be an expanded widget. And the reason for this expanded widget is we want the container to take the available space. But remember, in the future, we're going to be able to specify the exact space we want by using the flex property. And in order to have access to some additional style properties the container have a property known as decoration and box decoration class. And first of all, we can give this a border and we can give border at all sides by saying border dot all. And we can give this border a color and this is going to be colors dot gray. And also we can add some little shades to this to make it a bit darker. And now we can give this container a color. Of colors dot yellow, yellow. And also we can make this a bit darker by giving a shade of mild red. Okay, seems cool. And over here we need a comma also. And over here we can also add a comma to know where it ends and starts. Now within the container we can then have a child and it's going to be a test widget. And remember we want to make this dynamic, so over here we can just go ahead and specify it's going to be a type of string because it's going to be a type of test. Sorry, because it's going to be a test. Okay, and test. And we can just go ahead and give this test a style, test, style. And we can give this a font size, not really a font size, but a color, colors dot white. And we can give this a font width 10 dot bold. Okay. And also we can just go ahead and wrap this with a padding to give some written space. And now what we want to do is we want to specify the exact space we want this container to take. We do not want it to take the available space, but we want to specify the exact space. To do this within the expanded widget, it has a property known as flex, and also we can make this dynamic. And it is expecting a number, so this is going to be a type of int, and we can call this flex. And over here, we can then pass the flex. Sorry, we can then pass the flex. Great, and this is basically all we need to do over here. And in order for this to accept multiple widgets, we can then wrap this with we can then wrap this with a column widget. A column widget will basically help us display our widget vertically. And this is the first child of the column. We can then have a row widget. A row widget will help us display our widget horizontally. That is from left to right. And the first widget is going to be that row header. And now you can see it's asking for the value to that test variable. And also it's asking for the value to that flex variable. And let's go check what the value is going to be. And we draw the first is name, amount, bank name. Name, okay, we can just use name, sorry, name, and this is going to be smaller. Sorry, one, and this is going to say bank name. Sorry, I think this should be amount, right? I'm just going to check this quickly. Okay, amount and bank name. Amount, and this is going to be bigger, so Tiri. And this is going to say bank name, and this is going to be a bit smaller. This is going to be 2. Okay, bank account, email and phone, bank account, email and phone, bank account. Okay, and bank account, bank account 2 also. And this is going to be email 1 to make it smaller, and phone 1. Okay, I'm trying to save. And I think we have a typo over here. This should be the bank account number and not the bank name. Do not worry. In this course, we're going to be able to correct it. Over here should be the bank account number and not the bank name. Okay. You can see it's basically displaying the bank name. But do not worry. We are going to correct this together. And over here is going to be the bank account number. And okay, not this. Not this, and okay, you can see working as expected. And now we can copy the code and do for the others. We can first of all copy this, and hopefully you must have mastered it, or you can just type this out yourself again. Others, and this it over here, and back to the withdrawer or vendors. We can basically copy from any of those and copy this row. But before then, we want to make this column in order to accept multiple widgets. And after we can paste this, and now we have to rename it. Okay, for the orders, this should be image full name city. Image, image full name, already city, and state action, state action view more, state action view more, state action view more, state action view more. Okay, correct. And let's go check things out now and see. Okay, okay. Oh, mistakenly clicked something else. Okay, and vendors withdraw. Okay, sorry. Okay, name, amount, orders, image, full name, city, state, action. Okay, lastly, we have to do for the product. And also again, we have to copy this, but for the sake of mastering, you can just type this out. The major thing is you understand what we're doing. And paste it over here. And to the vendor screen, we then have to copy this row and back to the product. And first of all, product screen. Yeah. And first of all, we have to wrap this with a column widget. And after the container, we can then paste this. And let's go see what it is and rename it to us. Upload product, name, sorry, image, name, price, quantity. Image, name, price, quantity. Okay. Image, image, name, price, quantity. Quantity. Okay. And this is basically it. So we have successfully created all the headers. And in the future, we're going to be able to display the datas. Sounds good. And sorry for the side distractions we got. Really sorry. Okay, and product, image, name, price, quantity, action, view more. Okay, so we have something in all our screens. Okay, everything is working perfectly well. Okay, remember you already know how to resolve this, right? You can just run it the other way around. Okay, I think for now we can start. We can continue from our mobile app. Then in the future, we are still going to come back to the admin panel. Okay, guys, see you in the next section.